And we are live. All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to Rocky Top Real Estate Report, episode number 4. Host Chris Burleson and Bo Kregner, BoKnowsHouses.com. What you say, Bo? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you, Chris?
Doing good, man. Trying to stay warm. We got some very cold weather coming through East Tennessee. Got schools shut down, and it is I don't know. It's pretty miserable outside. So
Yeah.
went and watched a little Tennessee baseball on Tuesday, and when that
I don't
sun
even
went
know how
down,
you stood that.
it got cold. It wasn't bad in the beginning. It's 50 or so, but
Oh,
so
wait.
it wasn't too bad. But once the sun went down, plus it was a blowout of a game. It did get a little chilly. I thought they were going to call it in 6. They decided to play 7. Well, at the end of 6, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
we're up.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
up 25 runs, so I don't think anything bad was going to happen at that point. But
You didn't
tell you
see any
what,
big
man.
comebacks, huh?
No, but I tell you, man, Tennessee baseball's off to a hot start. I mean, it's cold, balls are hot. Had a
They're
weekend
tough.
opening series against Hofstra. I think it was 47-2 in a 3-game series, and most of those just went 7 innings. Then another blowout. I don't know what the final was. I think it was like 29 something or 28-4, 20 something like that. It was
Yeah.
another blowout on Tuesday. Vols bats are hot. Pitching staff looks good. Looks like they reloaded and ready to defend that national championship that they won last year in Omaha, beating Texas A&M. So excited for baseball, which means spring is around the corner and
It is?
some warmer weather. Yeah,
What
some warmer
corner is it?
weather. Yeah, I know. Well, keep your head on a swivel in East Tennessee.
I'm
You never
telling you.
know, 'cause
Yeah.
it's been 70 and it's been 20 all in the same week. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
what?
look great. I think
Yeah.
that kid from Ole Miss, goodness gracious.
Do what now?
That pitcher they brought in from
Oh
Ole
yeah,
Miss.
Liam
They,
Doyle. Yeah, he's the
whew,
stud, man. I tell you,
yeah,
he through the opening game against Hofstra, he's going to be a special
yeah.
kid. I think we faced him last year. He struck us out 12 times.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
he's
you
he's
know,
got some grit too. I
he
mean,
does, man. He's a little crafty lefty, and
yeah.
it's just that team is loaded. To be honest, last year's team was really good, but as you know, in baseball, it's all about gelling as a team,
Yeah.
having your key players, and sometimes your key players may not be your best players. They're good role players and do what they do, but this team is reloaded for sure. So excited to get this season underway, off to a great start. Low college basketball last night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
The SEC is just, pick your sport. It's just like
mm-hmm,
pick your death is basically it, because it
right,
doesn't matter. If you're going to win a national championship, you're coming through the SEC, and it doesn't
right,
matter what sport it is. It really
right,
doesn't, because
right.
they're all good. I checked out a couple of the women's softball games, and man, they're all good. I mean, it
Yeah,
just doesn't matter. I mean, there's just the competition is crazy in the basketball. I mean, look, Texas women's basketball, the way they did South Carolina.
oh,
Like,
yeah,
wow, okay, excuse me.
right.
I thought South Carolina. And look, Tennessee took care of Connecticut. Connecticut rolls in and says, wait a minute. You know,
Yeah.
uh,
Didn't they go play South Carolina after that?
yeah. And they
Yeah.
beat South Carolina in double
Yeah, like a
digits.
drum. Yeah,
It's
like a
like,
drum. So,
whoa. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, so it's going to be, like I said, no matter what sport you pick, you're going to you got to deal with the SEC. I
yeah,
mean,
for sure. And what was your reasoning for Ohio State winning the Natty this year? Was what? Cause
all their players either transferred from the SEC
right,
or they got them from the South.
right, true.
I mean, and I'm
Yeah,
not taking anything. Look, there's some great blue blood programs,
yeah,
Michigan, Penn State, all those, but they can't win if they're just recruiting that area. I mean,
sure.
they've
Yeah,
got to get these kids from Florida, Texas. I mean,
mm-hmm.
they're just some great athletes
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
South and the
yeah,
Southeast. So
for sure.
it is what it is. And,
Lady Ball softball's off rolling quick. So I mean,
oh
it's
yeah, it's
yeah,
just it's crazy.
great time to be a Vol for sure. Even though if you're an Alabama fan, great time
It
to be a
doesn't
Vol.
matter.
So
I mean, if you're in the SEC, period. I
right,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
you've got a chance to win. There's
Yeah.
four SEC teams in basketball that have a chance to win the national title, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Kentucky, Bama, Auburn, Tennessee.
yeah, well, I'm not sure about Kentucky.
Right.
Missouri last night, if you watch them play Alabama, I mean,
Yeah.
they can fill it up. I mean, there's just
Yeah.
there's
110
some
points in college basketball is a lot
yeah,
of points.
there's some teams that can do some damage in the SEC.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to have the over in that game. That would have been over quick. So,
yeah, yeah, halftime.
at halftime, yeah, you'd feeling good. They had 90 points at the half or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it was up there. Yeah, it
yeah.
was up.
So, anyway, so what's going on in local real estate? I know you got some numbers here. Let's transition over. We talk a little sports, talk a little real estate. What you got there on the local real estate? How's it looking? What's going on in
Well,
your neck of
you
the
hear a lot
woods?
of people say, "Well, the housing market, the median listing price has gone down." Well, the median listing price did go down from 425 to 420 over the last month, but the bottom
Right.
line is the pricing of the houses actually went up almost 3%. It's square footage, smaller houses coming on the market. Average days on the market did go up, 4 days. I think it was from 40 to 44. That was just in Knoxville City. If you go in the entire MLS, it went from 50 to 54 days. So
Right.
houses are staying on the market, but the buyers are coming out and they're being a little tough. I mean, they're wanting. It's just it's it's still a seller's market because of the price point. I mean, you're talking about the average price is 225 to 227 a square foot.
Right.
So, and the state of Tennessee overall is still up 2.5%. Where the rest of the United States, some states aren't doing as well. Prices are dropping in some states, but Tennessee is still thriving. So things
Yeah.
are still looking up, and you know, uh, I'm looking for a really good spring and summer. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be really good. I really do.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Here in the mortgage side of things, the financing side, it's still a little struggle for buyers, especially if you don't have anything to sell. If if you're not sitting on some of that lots of equity that we've seen gain since in the last 5 years. Coming in with as a first time buyer with nothing to sell, a little tough. But if you got a big chunk of money to put down, you can compete out there. Affordability is still a little bit of an issue. Rates really haven't done a whole lot. They've hovered around 7% or so. But and even myself personally, man, I've just seen some weird fallout. It's like I was talking to another agent the other day, and it's like the people that shouldn't be buying houses are now trying to buy houses because I think
hmm
the agents are working harder trying to drag them through the process, and maybe they shouldn't be. We talked about the cost of credit report the other day. 190
yeah,
bucks, to pull credit just see if somebody qualifies. You do that 10 times a month on people who don't qualify, it's a couple grand in the hole in operating costs just from the start. But we're seeing some just odd scenarios, people coming out. I know the agents and everybody's working their leads pretty hard trying to find some buyers that want to buy, to get some of these houses that are coming on the market. But I think I've lost a total of 3 deals that were scheduled for March for various reasons that had contracts and really nothing to do with the approval or anything like that, but just weird, just weird circumstances that you maybe see once a year. I've seen three various fallouts, and in a 30-day period. So, just a weird time in real estate, but still, I still think it's a great investment. Your return on investment still good. Houses are still appreciating. Maybe not as fast as they were, but they are still going up in value. So still, I think real estate is a great investment to be made.
yeah. There's no doubt. I mean, it's still the best way to create assets. Period.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
build wealth. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's nothing better.
Mm-hmm.
Steady growth all the time, and
Right.
you know, there's no. I don't see. I mean, I can't speak from your industry, but with what I'm seeing, I don't see crashes coming. I don't see house rate people that are saying I'm going to wait till the market crashes, or I'm going to wait till house prices come down, I think you're going to be waiting a long, long time. So just go ahead and,
Right.
I mean, I don't see that happening. I really
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, even during the big crashes that we saw in 2001, and I've been in this doing this a long time. East Tennessee's pretty insulated for the peaks and valleys. Like we
you
don't
bet.
see the big roller coaster rides that some of these other markets go on. Which is really good to give you some protection on bond. You're not going to see the big dips that other markets do. Tampa, Austin. There's some other markets that are getting there's some big price reductions. Obviously, Washington D.C. There's lots of houses going on the market there, but that's a whole nother topic we won't get into. But
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
houses, people fleeing that area,
Yeah.
and but other markets though we're seeing some big softening coming up. East Tennessee stays pretty insulated in the peaks and valleys of the housing market. So that's a
And
good
I
thing
was
for buyers.
surprised that the whole state of Tennessee overall still had a growth.
Right,
I mean, I knew Nashville would, and I knew we did,
right,
but I didn't realize that Memphis still had a growth.
right.
Jackson, that area has dropped a little bit. I think their drop was like it was close to 6%,
Mm-hmm.
but still, the whole state of Tennessee is really still in a growth area. So I
Yeah,
mean, you're not looking at 16% growth that we had a few years ago or anything,
right.
but still, if you're looking at 5 or 6%
Mm-hmm.
increase in your in your growth of your house, I mean,
Right.
that's super.
Yeah, Tennessee is still a great market. No state income tax, cost of living compared to other areas is still really good. I tell you, the people that really benefited was people that had the remote jobs at California salaries and moving to Tennessee.
You bet.
A lot of those guys were getting $30,000 a year raises just by moving to Tennessee, just because cost of living was a lot less here, and then
Right.
obviously California wages were a lot higher because cost of living here is more. But I think a lot of that stuff's starting to weed out now. But Tennessee as a whole, like you said, has grown and still a great place, I think, to invest.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
for real estate. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So what? Anything else, Bo? How's buyers in the market? Still kicking
Yeah.
tires,
Yeah.
still
That,
looking, still just kind of waiting
like I
around,
said, they're
or
just, well, now, I mean, we're out shopping. I mean,
yeah,
I've got some closings coming up, and
yeah,
I was telling somebody the other day, they're just being a little bit choosier.
right,
It takes a little bit more to get to the closing table, as you were talking about earlier. You
yeah,
know, sellers are having to do a little bit more fine tuning
selling,
on their yeah, they're having to do some more fine tuning. It's not
right,
take it the way it
right,
is
sight
or else.
unseen,
Yeah,
fifty
you know,
thousand
you're
over ask. Those
yeah,
days are kind of
yeah,
behind us.
you bet. I mean, you have to do some repairs and this kind of thing. It's just
Right,
it's back to 17, 18.
right. I
I
got
mean,
you. Well,
I mean
yeah,
that's
yeah, I got you.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I
but without the 17, 18 process.
well,
We're
yeah,
still at
yeah,
2025
yeah,
prices.
yeah,
2020 things, yeah,
yeah,
COVID years changed a lot in real
yeah.
estate.
You're not kidding there.
But yeah, people are having to market their houses a little better. Agents, a little more showings. Like you said, sellers, I think, being a little more flexible with the terms as far as offering either buy downs as we're seeing on our end. Still a great way to market your house as opposed to price reductions.
Absolutely.
Sellers still net the same, keeps the sales price up so it doesn't destroy the entire neighborhood. So if you look at a 2-1 buy down, we can do another episode on that.
Oh yeah, we
Let the
need to.
let the seller fund that. Just a great way to come into a house transition. But still better than reducing the price of the house
Well, you're
for the
you're pretty good
buyers.
with your crystal ball. Tell me what
Mm-hmm.
your crystal ball is. What are you seeing through, let's say, August, September from now till then? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I
You've
think
always
we'll have
been
a good
pretty good.
spring and summer. To be honest, I really do. I think there's a lot more optimism in housing nationally. Just after the elections and things, I think so. I think we'll see some improves. Hopefully, some new programs will come out to help some of these buyers get in. There's lots of layoffs and things going on. FHA laid off some employees. VA has laid off some employees, but a lot of that was really to create efficiency. So it's not really going to slow down the processing of actual mortgage loans. I mean, if they don't process any loans of themselves anyway, they insure the loans that we write. So
Right, right.
but I think it's from an efficiency standpoint. I think we'll have a good spring and summer in 2025. I think rates will, will come down some. As our inflation comes down, our spending comes down. I think rates will come down on across the board on everything, on car loans, revolving, installment debt. Fed fund rate still running about 7.5%. Somebody wanted a HELOC the other day because they got a really good rate on their first, but they're sitting on a ton of equity. So we're seeing a lot of people either talking about HELOCs or they're talking about debt consolidation. I think credit card debt's at $1.2 trillion. Came out the other day. People sitting on credit card debt that they typically didn't have because that's what they've used to get by. So refinancing, cash out, refi, pay off some debt, increase your cash flow is still a good option to talk about as well.
Yeah.
But I do think we'll see a good spring and summer in 2025. A little more optimism in real estate, it seems like. So we'll see how it
Awesome.
goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm right there with you. I think it'll be really good. I think we're gonna see a lot of flourish.
Yep. Well, I will get this. We'll wrap up episode number 4 here, Bo. If you want to drop, I got BoKnowsHouses.com. You can drop any other information you want for contact, and we'll wrap up episode number 4 and get it posted on YouTube.
865-742-1035.
All
Hit me.
right.
I'm here, ready to go.
Ready to go. KnoxvilleMortgageBrokers.com for me. There's my cell and website there, so you can always get me. Like I said, we're going to be scheduling some guests and things coming up, so I think we're getting kind of the handle on hosting now, kind of growing the channel. So we'll be looking to get our subscriber number up, but also get some guests scheduled in the future. But guys, as always, make it a great day. If we can ever be a resource, you know how to get us. Signing off. See you, Bo.
See ya.